My name is Tara Ellison. I was paralyzed when my husband humiliated me in front of our friends, our family, and even our daughter, and told me to leave his house. So I left. And the next morning, I had 67 missed calls from him. This isn't simply a story about betrayal. It's the story of what happens when a quiet woman stops protecting the man who broke her. I sensed immediately that something was wrong when I walked into the restaurant. Owen had chosen Alder plus Ash, one of those upscale places in Seattle that he loved because they made him look richer than he was. But it was his hand that didn't reach for mine when I came in. He just stood there smiling, hands in his pockets. I hesitated for half a moment. The hostess had briefly pulled me aside and handed me a card. Owen's handwriting, that arrogant all-caps script I recognized instantly. Surprise, dress up. That was all. I was wearing the navy dress he liked, the one cut a little lower in the back. I'd even curled my hair, though I was exhausted from. The weakened Mira had still had a fever 2 nights before. Everyone was standing now, waiting for him to speak. "Thank you all for coming," Owen said, tapping a spoon against his glass. "Tonight is about celebrating change, a new chapter." A few people laughed. I smiled at him, confused. Wasn't this his birthday dinner? "I've made a decision," he continued, with that smooth voice I'd heard him use 100 times to win. "Over investors or work committees, this isn't something I take lightly, but I believe honesty is better than comfort." Something shifted in the room, not excitement, tension. A few people looked at me. "I've asked Tara to..." He paused finally, turning to me. "Move out." The room changed. A fork dropped to the floor. I blinked. My mouth opened, but no sound came out. Just the white noise of blood in my ears. "I know this is a shock," Owen said, as though announcing a new leadership position. "But Tara and I have been growing apart for a long time. It's time for both of us to go our separate ways." His voice had the rehearsed compassion of someone who had practiced this in front of a mirror. No trembling, no shame. And I want to be clear, this was my decision. Tara didn't want this, but I can't live a lie just to keep up appearances. So I've asked her to give me space. And I mean that literally. Laughter. Someone laughed. I turned around. It was her. At first I didn't recognize her, but then she crossed her legs and raised her glass in my direction like a challenge. Corley, his assistant, blonde, immaculate, and 14 years younger than me. I'd met her once at a company event. She'd worn red silk and called me Mrs. Ellison like it was a joke. I stepped forward. "Are you serious?" Owen's smile faltered for the first time. "This isn't the right place." "No, apparently this is exactly the right place. You chose it." Voices shifted, chairs scraped. A few people stood up. His brother stared at his napkin. Owen's father avoided my gaze entirely. "So, that's it?" I asked. "You invite our friends, your family, our daughter's godparents, just to ambush me with a breakup speech?" "I didn't want to do it this way," Owen lied, shrugging with profound sadness. "But you left me no choice." "No choice? You've been difficult, controlling. This has been building for a long time." I stared at him. "You're cheating on me." That landed. The room held its breath. He scoffed. "Don't do this. Don't make a scene. Then don't lie to these people's faces. You are not the victim here, Owen." He glanced quickly at her. Corley didn't even flinch. "You're sleeping with your assistant," I said louder, pointing directly at the woman who was visibly enjoying the spectacle. "And you're humiliating your wife in front of all these people to give yourself courage." His lips went thin. "Tara, get out." That was the moment, like a glass shattering in slow motion. "Excuse me, you heard me," he said, waving his hand dismissively. "And leave my house too? Go." He said it as though I were a problem, a guest who had stayed too long, a burden he could finally be rid of.